And so we are getting the live stream going to YouTube. I believe that Manuel he'll be up here shortly. I actually haven't talked to him yet. He was on ahead of me and is away from his computer at the moment. But I'm assuming we'll be back and will give us some kind of a heads up so we know he's back. So looking forward to having him on here. And we have 5 seconds. Welcome to Ability MKE Now. My name is Sue Roskoff. Ability MKE Now is a show all about integration, bringing people with disabilities and people that don't have a disability together, enjoying life here in the Milwaukee area. We all have different abilities, and here at Ability MKE Now, we dive into this topic of diverse abilities. The concept of disability hits a wide range of possibilities. We could be talking about physical or mental disabilities, the deaf and hard of hearing community, blindness, chronic pain, mental health diagnosis, goals of substance use reduction, and the list goes on. We all have our own experience with disability, whether it's our own, with people we know, or with people we encounter in our daily lives. Here at Ability MKE Now, we break down the barriers and celebrate the ability in all of us. What an amazing winter we are having. I'm glad to be able to be here where we can warm up together with some great stories and some great guests. And I first of all want to bring in the lovely, the wonderful Miss Diva, Denise Vargas. So glad to have you here with us. How are you?
I am wonderful. Hello, Milwaukee, all the way from New York. I am missing you guys. So glad I was able to hop on today and can't wait to hear from our guests.
Excellent. We do have a guest joining us tonight, and he should be on here with us momentarily. I know he is kind of in the background, but I had to step away for a moment. So we will be bringing in our awesome guest here in just a moment. So until then, I think this the first that you and I have chatted on here since the first of the year?
It has been. So happy New Year. I'm still saying happy New Year because we still are in January. So happy New Year all around the world.
Excellent. And I just wanted to ask real quick with what you are doing this upcoming year, what is the thing that you are most looking forward to?
Oh, so, a lot of people make New Year's resolutions. So I don't do that anymore because, half the time we don't follow through. So I always pick a word for the year. And my word for this year is release. So I am releasing and have already released quite a bit. Anything that doesn't serve me anymore, or, we end up getting a lot of clutter in our homes, in our lives, in our businesses. So I am releasing everything that no longer serves me.
Excellent. I love that. That's beautiful. I Somebody asked me recently if I had a word for the year, and it took me off guard. And off the cuff, the thing that came to me was the word growth. I think this year is going to be a year of growing and getting to know more and more people here, especially on the show with wonderful guests that we get to have, like our guest this evening. So, Manuel, joining us tonight, I am so glad to have you here. I wonder if you can come on in and introduce yourself to us and tell us a little bit about what you all do.
Yes, of course. Hello, I am Manuel. I am from Mexico, actually. And well, I am with this company called EntreAdmin, and we do administrative support for companies. That's mainly it. Yes.
Excellent. And how long have you been doing that?
Well, the company has been around for a couple of years now, maybe 5 years up until now. I recently joined, so I'm kind of getting the hang of it. So
Excellent.
it's been great.
Beautiful. Now, I know you said you're from Mexico. Are you there now, or where are you located?
I am actually, yes, I am in Mexico right now. Last week I was in Costa Rica. So my wife is from Costa Rica, and Oh, we had a bit of a family emergency. Everything's fine now. But we had to go there and we stayed there for a couple of weeks. And now we're here again.
Excellent. Oh, in some beautiful places. I love that you get to do that.
Thank you. Thank you.
Actually, one of the guys I work with actually originally is from Costa Rica and was just down there
Oh,
over, I believe you guys might have been there at the same time actually, because he has
okay.
only been back for a little over a week. So I know he was there for about 10 days, and I just love seeing the pictures and all the things that he gets to experience while he's there. It's fun
Well,
to get to dabble and see different parts of the world like that.
yes, yes, of course. Of course.
So, well, I know we met at HNP, so Happy Neighborhood Project. I
Oh,
believe that is we went to the business to business group, and I
yes,
remember you being there. I'm trying to think now if it was a couple weeks ago or
it
it's
was.
been you've been there I think multiple times now. So how
Yes.
long have you been doing the networking and getting out and meeting people like this?
Oof. Well, it has been, I think it's been 3 months right now. Um, it's been, I don't know, it's been 3 months, but it has felt like a year. I really put my mind into it and trying to meet as many people as possible. And especially because my whole life I've considered myself an introvert. And so talking to people and putting myself out there has been really difficult, but definitely it's been a learning experience and it's been good. It's been good, but definitely feels like way more than 3 months.
And I totally get that. I know I come across often these days as more of an extrovert, but I've
Right.
deep down, I'm an introvert. And when I first started doing networking and everything, I struggled because I gotta talk in front of people and I needed to,
Right.
trying to get my message across. And obviously once, with practice, with time, it gets easier and easier. But
Yes.
getting out of your shell and putting yourself out there, that that takes some effort. It takes
Yes.
uh, some oomph to actually get going on all that. And actually, I'm going to pass it over to Denise because I know is an amazing networker. Have you two met each other before? That's
Uh,
my first question.
Not really, no.
Oh,
Yeah, not yet.
yet. Well,
Not
I'm
yet.
so glad you guys get a chance to meet tonight because Denise is amazing. She is a life coach and is, oh gosh, she is, I would consider her to be a very outgoing person, but she has a very she comes across in a mild way, unless you
Okay.
tick her off, don't do that. Um, but then you can see it coming out of her that she's got the extrovert going there pretty strongly, but and apparently I'm speaking from experience. No, um, just picking on you a little there, honey. But she is, I'd say, one of the people that I would consider an expert networker and is really, really good at connecting with people. So actually, I'm going to throw it to you, Diva, just to ask, when somebody is a more of an introverted personality and going and getting yourself kind of out there and starting to network, what kind of tips and tricks would you want to share as how to make it easier and uh, I guess maybe that would be the place to start. What would you recommend?
Sure. So, first of all, it's very interesting when we talk about introvert and extrovert. We actually all are a little bit of both, believe it or not. Sometimes one of our sides come out a little bit more. But every now and then, as much as people think that I am an extrovert, every now and then I do like to kind of go within a little bit and just kind of have time to myself and, shut everything else down and everybody else off. Um, so I think that we really do, all of us have a little bit of both inside of us. Now, that being said, I think that for networking, there is also a little bit of everything out there. There's a lot of great networking groups. And if one of these days you feel like, I don't want to really be with a whole big crowd, So find something cozy with just a few people, right? But another day where you're like, you know what? I really just want to shout it out to the world. I want everybody to hear my message like right now, then find a bigger group, right? Or just go and network more. So it's just about finding that right balance of where you fit in, and the people. Because again, here's the other thing about networking. Once you find your group, stick to it. Because even if those people don't buy from you, it's not necessarily that they will buy or do business with you, but they have a whole network of their own, right? So now the more they know you, because you're consistently networking with the same people, the more they can then refer you, recommend you, say, hey, you know what? I know this great guy, Manuel. You need to check him out. I'm going to connect the two of you, whether it's, whatever social media network the two of you use, but you make that connection. And even if that person doesn't do business with you, now you have someone else in your network that can refer you. So, we all do different things. We all specialize in different things, even in the coaching community. There's a lot of things that I don't necessarily coach in, but I have a whole network of coaches that I can say, hey, I know this person, they're looking for XYZ. I think you'll be a great fit for them. Let me connect you. So it's just finding that balance. But when we network, we need to think about growing our network. So not that we're selling, not that we're necessarily buying. We just want to grow because the more people in our network, the more that we can even collaborate, right? So sometimes you might hit it off with someone and say, hey, let's do a webinar together. Let's do an event together. So yeah, it's about
Let's do a
growing.
radio show together.
There you go. And because we have Zoom and we have all these great ways of connecting, we really could collaborate with people all around the world.
Zoom has made the world so much smaller and
Yeah.
made things so much more accessible. It is amazing to me that I mean, like right now, I'm talking to New York and Mexico all in one little Zoom room here. I love that we get to stretch and meet new people this way, and
Yes.
it's fun. And Diva, what you said then too about uh getting to know people, I 100% that is it. I know I've gotten to know a lot of really spectacular people through Happy Neighborhood Project, and that's where Manuel, I'm glad you joined into that group, that because we can introduce you to tons of people that way. And there's people that I love the word that Denise came up with and shared, the word family, where you get to
Um,
know friends close enough that they become like family.
yes.
And really, it's those personal connections, and it takes time,
Mhm.
but it's worth it.
And the more you do it, it really is very interesting because, you know, um, I've been with Happy Neighborhood for a little over 4 years, and ever since the pandemic, um, and the people I've met through there, I I am able to still stay connected with people that I met 4 years ago, and we have such great relationships now. Never met them in person, but I know them so well, like you used to, like your family. I know you guys so well that I can talk about you like I've known you for the past 20 years.
I love that. The connections really are, they can be amazing.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yes.
So now, Manuel, tell us a little bit more about you. What would you love to share, and whether it would be about your company or some fun facts about things that you enjoy doing yourself.
All right. Um, what can I say? Well, I guess I could say a little bit about my company. Well, we mostly focus on virtual assisting people. And right, so we have professional virtual assistants, and we do administrative support, we do marketing, we would do bookkeeping, and a lot of people tell me like they ask me where does it come from, right? And really the whole point of the company comes from a place of wanting to help people getting their time back. So the company is very pro work-life balance, and this is the thing that I keep saying over and over again. We appreciate work-life balance. Um, so even inside the company, we're like, okay, even the VAs, they need to have their own time. So you have your hours, you work from this hour to this hour, and don't do anything else. If you have any projects left over, just leave it for another day, leave it for another time. Go live your life. Go talk to your family. Go call your grandparents. I don't know, go play with your dog. Um, do other things. Have a life outside of work. And that's kind of the thing that we want to communicate to business owners, that it's okay to live outside of your company, like, and to not let it consume you and be your whole life, because at the end of the day, uh, life is too short, right? And just spend it on something that, yes, gives you a lot of the things that you need, but also you need connections, you need rest, you need all of these other things that don't have to do with the company. There was actually this person that I met in one networking group. And when I met her, she had slept 3 hours that night. Right? And because she was up all night answering Facebook messages, and I was just like, "Oh, you cannot continue doing that. Like, you're gonna burn
You
out
need to take
and burn
care of
out."
yourself.
Yes, exactly. Especially because she's a massage therapist, and her whole thing is about the body and helping and living healthy life. And she was not living the healthy life, right? So it's kind of that thing, and having that balance with life and business.
That is
That's so
huge.
interesting.
Definitely.
Yeah, that,
And
that the whole concept of having balance, I think we
mhm.
forget about that. We
Yes,
have people ask, well, can you do this? Can you do, and you want to meet everybody's expectations, and you know, having a balance
yes,
is something that we really should take much more priority to, because I mean, if you don't take, there's only one number one, and if you don't take care of number one, you're
yes,
you're gonna be in a world of hurt, then that,
yes,
oh, that's a huge thing that I think uh, people forget, and
yes,
that I'm so glad you're bringing that up.
yes, yes. Well, as I said, that's where the whole point of the company comes from. Just trying to help people and let them know that they can delegate. Because I talk to a lot of people, and they all say things like, "What I do is just something that I can do, and I don't know if I can delegate to other people." And I'm like, "Okay, but you're just answering emails all day. Like, I understand, like, you have a gift. Maybe you're a lawyer, right? And you do things for your clients. Um, but really, you're not using your gift as a lawyer to just answer Facebook messages or emails or doing calendar stuff. So why not let someone else do it? Like, just let them take them from your hands, and that way you can do your thing that you studied for, that you are passionate about, and you don't have to come back home to work some more on answering emails and all of those
Mhm.
things. Just Uh, go and hang out with your family, go watch TV or something. I don't know. Let someone else take care of it.
That is great advice. Denise, what do you think about that idea of, taking care of yourself and making sure you have balance?
Well, it definitely is important. The interesting thing about that though is that, many of us get into entrepreneurship to have
Mhm.
that freedom. And then we fall into a situation where, like Manuel said, you don't want to delegate to someone else, maybe because it's not even so much about being in control. It's
Mhm.
about, you know, you feel like this is my baby. I created this business. I created this service, and they're not gonna know the way I know it because I
Mhm.
know I fall into that problem. I have a big um issue with releasing certain tasks that I know perfectly well someone else can do, and it will free up my time to do something else. We know that, but it's finding that that ability to just say, let go.
Yes.
Nothing. I have a friend who's always saying, push buttons. You're not going to break anything by pushing buttons. And the same is true with delegating a task.
Yes.
Nothing can be unfixable, right? So if you hired a VA and something was a little off, or they didn't do it the way you asked or you wanted it, and maybe a client got maybe a little bit upset, it can
Mhm.
all be rectified.
Yes.
You just simply say, I hired this new VA and we're still in training.
Mhm.
But don't worry, I'm going to take care of you. There's always a way to fix it, right? So
Yes.
it's just finding that balance because if you started a business so that you're out of the corporate world and you're wanting to have that freedom and the flexibility to do things your way in your own time, well, then you need to make time for what
Mhm.
you're really doing it for, right? You really did this for you and your family. So you
Yes.
have that freedom. So you need to sometimes take a deep breath and say, it'll be okay. Find that perfect VA. I'm sure Manuel's going to be able to help you find that perfect VA,
That's
right?
great.
And you might not click with that first person. So maybe you need to find someone else, but
Exactly.
it's almost like a matching service, or a dating app, right? You can think about
Yes.
this like a you're dating your VA. You're seeing how it's going to work out, you know,
Yes.
and not swipe left. I don't know. Do you swipe left or right? I don't use the ad, so
I don't know.
there you
You
go.
need a VA that can tell you these things.
There you go.
I love it. So, Manuel, if there was something that you could give as some advice for anybody who is looking to get that balance back, what would be your recommendation for a place where they can start to achieve that balance?
Right. Um, well, the place that you can start really is maybe you could write a list of things that you do every day. Like every day, maybe for a week, maybe for a month. Write everything you do. Like maybe you spend 1 hour doing answering Facebook messages. Maybe you spend 1 hour doing your books. Maybe you spend um, 1 hour organizing your calendar, right? Or booking appointments. I don't know. And just analyze it, just have it all in writing and try to analyze it and say, what about all of this is it 100% necessary that I do it myself? And what about this is something that I can do that only I can do right now, but that maybe someone else with a little bit of training could do for me. And what about this is really just taking up my time and just siphoning up my time and my energy. Um, And having that in writing and having that really in front of you really puts into perspective how your business works and how your time works, if that makes any sense. And from there you can start making decisions. If you need someone, if you need a couple of hours of, I don't know, it could be a VA service, it could be something else like some automation service, or maybe even some AI tools. It really puts into perspective what it is that you need and what you can do to fulfill that need.
Actually taking that time to step back for a moment too, because
Mhm.
what I know personally, I sometimes will be so deep in the weeds of all the things I need to do and all the stuff. Oh yeah, it's hard to step back and take that look at
Yes.
how can I make this run better? How can I bring the
Yes.
balance? What can I hand off to somebody
Yes.
else? Where are those pieces? And yeah, taking that bird's eye view of the big picture of all the
Yes.
things, that's really important to take time to do that.
Yes.
I think that's beautiful. So Diva, what's on your mind with what can you add to that?
You know, I we get into business, again, we create this awesome thing that we love, right? Because when you start a business, it's almost always something that you are so good at that you can do it while you're sleeping, right? You just love it so much. Um, but again, business is still business, and there's going to be a lot of boring stuff that you don't want to do. And if I were to hire a VA, that would be what I would delegate. I would delegate all the unfun stuff that I don't want to do so I can focus on the stuff that I love.
Yes.
And that's perfect because we all do have those pieces to whatever our job is. We have the things that we love to do, the things that are fine, and we're good with doing them, and those things like, oh, that's on my list again. I don't want to have to do that part. We all have
Yes.
that. That's just that's normal, right? So yeah, if you could
Yes.
figure out a way to get some help with those pieces, I think there. Oh, talk about that whole the aspect of work-life balance, it actually mentally would be putting yourself in a better place if you don't have to dive into all those pieces that are so much fun.
Right.
So, well, now
Well,
as we are wrapping up here, I do want to ask two questions. Question number one is what parting message would you like people to be left with? And then the second piece is, what's your favorite flavor of ice cream? Something just for fun.
okay. Okay, one piece that I want people to stick with. Take care of your people. Take care of your people, and take care of yourselves. Don't let burnout get into your life. That is something that, as a business owner, as really as anything, maybe you're a business owner, maybe you're an entrepreneur, a housewife, even a teacher. Don't let your work consume your life, and try to keep burnout out of it, and take care of yourself, take care of your people. Go give them a hug, talk to your grandparents, talk to your parents, go give them a call right now. If you're listening, go call your parents right now and say hi.
Well, I was gonna say before we run out of time here, is there a website that you could share if people want to find out more information?
Yes, it's like entrepreneur. It's intraadmin.com. That's our website.
Perfect. Oh, Manuel, thank you so much for joining us tonight. And
Thank you.
Diva, as always, love having you here. And I am so happy to have shared these tips, tricks, and Manuel to be able to share you with everyone. For all of us here with the